Without much further ado, the man of the hour, the next 2 hours, DeLisle.
Thank you. How's everybody doing? Good. All right. What's interesting is we help people build this team. We do the starting lineup. We do the bench. We have some fun with it. We even create a farm team. So as I do this, there's a little bit of science behind this. So sorry, the U.S. Army was involved in leading this initiative, but all armed forces were involved along with 18 other countries. Yes. Navy man, can you tell? So what they did is they got a bunch of scientists together and they said they studied intentional and unintentional building of networks. Now they used it to flush out Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden. They used it for military purposes. And I said, well, James, why can't we use it for sales? Right? Do you remember when Bob talked about this? Yep. So network science, there's a proven science that all of us control our destiny based on the network that we have. Now, as we just made that link between two connections, right? Now, we don't know if they can help each other yet, but it's a possibility if they're all striving for the same piece of business, where I think actually you, appropriately sitting next to Frank Montreux, have a monster opportunity here. And then Tony right there you need to meet. So I think with just the three of you and the power of your networks and the businesses that are related that you are in, Frank, it's not about the business card. It's about the relationship. So you could not only form a cluster that can help each other, but you could become hubs. Now, Frank, I know for a fact is a hub. Tony's a hub. I'm not sure yet if you've gotten to that status yet, but that means that you have clusters of related people that can help each other get to the next level. And you have no doubt about referring people to people that you trust, and you're good at it, and you can identify that. Now, the most successful people that we study, just like sports teams, have the capability to build this ongoing, consciously. Not just build it once and keep the same team. Do the Cubs have the same team from 5 years ago? Do they constantly make changes that drive us crazy sometimes and we don't know why they make them? Yes. So how about that Almora, huh? He keeps working his way back in there. That's pretty good. So things like that. So you gauge it and you're conscious every day. So while you're here, you're scouting. You're the general manager of your team and you're consciously scouting for people that you can help that can also help you. So as you're talking to somebody and listening, I want you to listen to human connecting qualities and then with you to connect at a deeper level. And one rule of engagement that we have together is that we don't want you connecting and making a promise for that cup of coffee and then not doing it. Don't do that. Either have the intent to connect and engage and be sincere and real and follow up and have that coffee with that person or cocktail or whatever it is for that meeting. Pick up the phone when they call, respond to the email when they call. But if you really are sincere about it, tell them. If you're not, tell them it's okay. You might have a referral that's better than you for them. So I want that intent here together at this, sort of festive workshop environment. And then we're going to carry and track this over the course of the next 90 days. Because guess what? You're all on LinkedIn and we can see what you're doing. So we also want you that when you're in the network, and what we have people do when we do this is we have them build their personal brand and their core team, but then around you are other champions and then external partners. So I want you to start being more conscious about the people that you connect to here and where do they fall. Are they part of this core team that you're going to have with your starting lineup and your bench players? Or are they really some champions that you could have around you? And how many sales teams do you have? Or how many in your sales team? 5. So they might be part of that 5, might just be you two. But there might be other people in the company that are the ones that become part of that team, that team that you form a little different bond with. Now, what makes it different in social selling, which is what we call this, is the only difference is that you have the intent to connect on, with them on social media. So what does that do for you? Well, Frank and I, we have a good trust. We have good connecting networks. We refer back and forth. I think we have a reasonable friendship when we're getting along most times. So, so when we do that, we also play together on social media, and people know that we're friends on social media. So that looks like the fact that, wow, Frank and Dean are together, and between us, I'm a hub in my industry, he's a hub in his industry, and now people have an automatic trust between us because they see the engagement. And so what we're going to do is give you things to do online, super easy, within minutes a day, to actually make those connections with the people that count, not with the 300, 400, 500 million that are in there, but maybe just with the top 40 players that we want you to originally formulate and connect to. And it's a simple system. It doesn't matter if you're in sales, if you're in customer service, but you're all part of the organization that helps develop the organization. And not only that, it helps what we call humanize the brand. So I just met with a global company on Monday, and they're like, well, we have 2,000 salespeople. I'm like, great. I need 5. I need 5 people in the organization that are willing to follow this system and play this game. So I said, okay. So we got their 5, and we're going to have a pilot program. Now, we started that with GE 7 years ago. We now have trained several thousand people within GE in over 25 countries, and now their aviation, medical division, and power division are the top 3 in their industry because we started with 5, 5, and 5. So you don't need thousands of employees, hundreds of people, but we humanized the brand so that they knew it wasn't just about the logo or the brand, but it was about the people.